from iHeartRadio. This is Medical Monday, presented by St. Dominic's. I'm Randy Bell. I'm joined today by Natalie Stewart, a pelvic floor physical therapist at St. Dominic's. Now, Natalie, for some of our listeners, the term pelvic floor may be sort of unfamiliar. But basically, as I understand it, we're talking about muscles and connective tissues that support some of our organs in the pelvis area. Is that right?
That's exactly right, Randy. It is essentially a group of muscles that sit at the base of our pelvis. They support not only our pelvis and our spine, but also help keep a lot of our organs up, like the bladder, the bowels, and if you're female born a uterus.
Now, a common pelvic floor issue is the result, I guess, of pregnancy and childbirth.
Right. So a major population we do see is pregnancy and postpartum women, for sure. They're carrying this child, for up to 9 months if we get to go to full term. And that wreaks havoc on our body a little bit. It puts a lot of pressure on our pelvic floor. It moves our organs around. It makes our posture change. So really, prior to delivery and postpartum, it's essential to find a good care team, and that includes a pelvic floor therapist. For those who are pregnant, I really enjoy seeing them around their third trimester so we can talk about, are they having any problems right now? What is their birth plan if they have one? Are they okay if it changes? Let's talk about positions. What are the optimal positions to be in when we're delivering? What's the optimal type of breathing? A lot of people just assume on your back, hold your breath and push is what works, and that's really not maybe the most optimal way to deliver a baby. And then when it comes to postpartum, obviously we're going to have a lot of weakness. Some of the things we ask is, what type of delivery? Was it cesarean? Was it vaginal? How is our C-section scar healing? Are we having any keloid scarring? Did we have any perineal tears if we did deliver vaginally? Are we suffering from diastasis recti, which is basically a separation of our rectus abdominis muscles? So those are all things that are kind of common issues women experience post-delivery that we look at.
But it's not just moms we're talking about when we discuss pelvic health. It's actually something that can be relevant to all of us, I guess, from kids all the way up to seniors. And these issues can evolve over time. And I understand that lifestyle factors can come into play as to how things work out.
Oh, my goodness, yes. We see anywhere from young children, 5 years old about, to I think my oldest patient right now is 85. There's a number of issues people suffer with, including urinary incontinence, which is inability to kind of control your bladder and leakage, urinary frequency, which is they kind of have this onset of urgency that they feel like they're unable to control. We have pelvic organ prolapse, which is basically parts of our insides are coming out, whether it's our bladder, our uterus, our rectum. We have pelvic pain that can cause a lot of issues, men and women. If you've had any kind of fall on your rear, you can have tailbone pain. There's just so many things people suffer with, including constipation is a major one we see. And that in itself can cause a lot of major issues. But healthy lifestyle, like you said, does help with some of these preventative issues that could happen to us. So like anything, maintaining a healthy weight. The excess weight we have on us will just increase that pressure on our pelvic floor, and that can lead to that weakness, that leakage. Staying hydrated is huge. A lot of people who are fearful of leakage tend to limit their hydration. And when that happens, that causes a lot of acidity in our urine. And then that acidity will increase that irritation in our bladder. And it also can cause us to have that leakage and then potentially urinary tract infections. So there are a lot of things that we can do to prevent and hopefully help reduce that from happening to some of our population.
Good posture is another thing that people can do to sort of ward off some of these problems.
Absolutely. That's one of the first things I look at is someone when they walk in the door. I'm looking at, is their pelvis tilted forward? Is it tilted back? Are they clenching? So that is definitely something that is huge when it comes to our assessment and what we look at.
That's Natalie Stewart. I'm Randy Bell. Medical Monday is presented by St. Dominic's.